Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. And today we are going to do a live best ball draft on Yahoo. Going to try it out again, see what kind of team we can build. And this time I'm going for a Tampa Bay stack. So check it out. Here we go.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick coming at you from the Fantasy Maverick podcast, doing another best ball live draft on Yahoo. Obviously, there were some big things that happened this week, and to tell you the truth, every single one of my best ball teams that I've drafted so far all improved as a result. In fact, I had taken Darrell Henderson in 3 of those 5 leagues, so that's a very positive thing for me anyway, not a positive thing for what happened to Cam Akers. I feel very bad about that. But also, you know, the news with Michael Thomas and, you know, some other issues regarding what's going on in Green Bay. Not looking good in Green Bay right now. But pretty much I've dodged all those bullets so far, and that's what it feels like. I feel like Neo in the Matrix, just dodging those bullets, just like that, right? So we're going to do another best ball draft. So I have it set up right here. We are going to pick from the 5th position today. So let's see what we can do. And we're going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help us pick teams. Let me just refresh this so we can get this set up. So I'm going to use the best ball mode, which works like all the other modes, except it ignores the consistency rating. And that's a good thing when it comes to best ball, because consistency doesn't really matter. You can play the inconsistent players because it will only roster the best players each week. And so you don't have to worry about if someone like Mike Evans has a bust week or a boom week. You'll play him on the boom weeks. He'll be automatically benched on the bust weeks. It's all good. So let's get this set up. So it's a 10-team league picking from the 5th position. Let's enter draft mode. And I got to say, Yahoo has not been kind to me in their rankings. They don't like my teams, and I'm not sure why, even though they're all getting better. They're all moving up their preliminary rankings right now because of what's happened. But today, I want to try a Tampa Bay stack. And the reason I want to do Tampa Bay is because they're super easy to get. They're just nicely spread out throughout the draft. I don't even think I need to worry about it till pick 4. In fact, I can use my player filters, and I can go to teams, and let's just select all the teams. We'll filter out all the teams except for Tampa Bay. I'll put Tampa Bay up on there, and let's just see. First round, no entries. Second round, no entries. Third round, no entries. Fourth round, okay, there's Evans and Godwin. 5th round, no entries. 6th round, nothing. So I can load up on really good players and still get this Tampa Bay stack. There's Ronald Jones in the 7th. Probably Fournette's in the 8th. Let's see here. And there's Tom Brady in the 10th. Antonio Brown in the 10th or 11th. Maybe we'll get him on the 11th. It's a long shot for him to be available on the 11th. But, you know, that's pretty much, those are the players I want to get. So, again, we can focus on getting some really good players here during these non-Tampa Bay rounds. So looking at the first round of the draft, it is telling us to go with someone like Najee Harris, which I think is a decent choice. There's also Tyreek Hill. Antonio Gibson is recommending. Hold on, I'm going to put on my glasses here so I can see a little bit better. That's much better. Okay. And we got Jonathan Taylor, Zeke Elliott. These guys are all good choices. We can see if Kamara maybe falls to us, because that's certainly a possibility. You can see the draft's going to start in 5 minutes here. And we're going to use the filter here to just kind of mark our favorite players. So I think, Kamara, Harris, and let's go to running backs. We'll get Kamara and Harris. And there's Zeke. There's Gibson. For the wide receivers, we got players like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. Obviously, those guys are always great. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. I don't think we need to worry about this early of a pick. We don't need to worry about tight end on this round. Kelsey's a reach. You know, that means he's possibly available in the second round. I totally take him in the second round if he makes it to us. But just looking at at all the players. Obviously, Kamara would be my number one choice. Obviously, Kamara's value increases with the issues related to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas right now projected to miss the first 5 games of the season, but you know what? It could be longer. And so right now, I do not like where he is going on the board. He did not drop enough as a result of the reduction in usage. So we'll have to see what happens there. Let me just see here. As far as the running backs go, Jonathan Taylor was there. Oh, Jonathan Taylor rates very well too. We can put him on. But let's just see what happens here, and hopefully things go our way and we'll get Kamara. Because Kamara right now is the 6th most valuable player. Perfect guy to take with our first pick. So it's going pretty much as we would expect. Oh, nope, Alvin Kamara is gone. So if we look at the top choice, it would be Najee Harris just doesn't have great value. Plus he's a reach. Gibson's a reach too. I'm going to go for Jonathan Taylor with this first pick. So let's go ahead. We'll take Taylor. And now let's go to the second round. Get ourselves some killer plays here. So Najee, again, expected to make it to us in the second round. So that's good. Gibson's a long shot. We also got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I very, very much like this year. So let's put Edwards-Helaire on there. Eckler's a long shot. He also rates pretty good. So does Dobbins, although the Dobbins value is not great for pick 16, although he's a reacher. He might make it to our next round. Let's go Edwards-Helaire and Dobbins. Let's add them to the list. And running back, Edwards-Helaire, and Dobbins. Okay. And for wide receivers, it's got DK Metcalf. It says Hopkins is a long shot. Let's go wide receivers. Yeah, I think Hopkins is already. No, Hopkins. There he is. He's on. Metcalf and Allen. Let's go Metcalf and Keenan Allen, like them. All right, and those are the guys we'll go for right now. So it's moving along. Let's just take a look here at the draft board. So it was all like running backs in the first round except for Tyreek Hill. We got Ridley and Diggs coming back on the backside here. So that's interesting. That's interesting that it went so heavily running backs. You see Gibson he's moving up fast right now. I got him at like 14th or 15th in my app. Look, Kelsey finally went in the second round. A Barkley second round. That is interesting. Although I do consider him a rather high risk play right now, just because I don't know if he's going to be ready for the start of the season. Okay, and Joe Mixon got taken. So let's go look at our players. So Najee made it to us. Clyde Edwards-Helaire made it to us. J.K. Dobbins made it to us. Again, Dobbins might make it on the next round. Let's go ahead. Let's take Edwards-Helaire. Just because I really, really like his upside this year. I think, it's just going to be fantastic on that team. Let's go and look at the third round here. And again, we don't have to worry about our Tampa Bay players till the fourth round. So who do we got? For running back, so again, Dobbins is the top choice. Love Dobbins if he makes it to us. Carson, also great choice. Montgomery is pretty good. So let's put Carson and Montgomery on the list. So let's go back to our players, running backs. And there's Carson, and there's Montgomery. And then for wide receivers, who do we got? Allen's a long shot. We got Terry McLaurin is really good. CeeDee Lamb is a reach here, but I love CeeDee Lamb. But let's see here. So Terry McLaurin, there's CeeDee Lamb. We'll get them on the list. We might want to take ourselves a tight end. We're going to try to get ourselves Gronk and Howard later, but it would certainly help if we got ourselves someone like Waller or Kittle with this third pick. So if we go to tight ends, only Kittle is left on the board right now, but it's almost back to us. Let's go back to the draft results, see what's going on here. So since our pick, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler, Darren Waller came off at the end of the second round. Beginning of the third round, we got Metcalf, Hopkins, third round. That is an unbelievable steal. Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, and now it's back to us. So I kind of like the idea of going with Kittle here. just because it gets us that elite tight end, and we don't have to worry about it. And again, we'll get Gronk, we'll get Howard to close it out. Those guys are, high upside touchdown plays. But to have a rock solid tight end at this point of the draft, again, I very much like going with that. Even though he was a little bit overvalued here, it's pick 25. His value is 44th, so hopefully he can outperform that. So now we are at the round where we want to target our first Tampa Bay player. So we got Evans and we got Godwin on this round. So let's go ahead and mark those guys off for wide receiver. We got Godwin and Evans. They're Evans right there. So let's see what's going on the draft board here. So we started out our team. We got Jonathan Taylor, then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, George Kittle as our top three. Since then, Najee Harris came off. He was one that I was wanting to get in the third round, but we went for a tight end instead. Allen Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Patrick Mahomes comes off in the third round. And then there's CeeDee Lamb, one of my favorites. Let's hope that coming back, we get at least one of those two wide receivers. So there they are right there, Godwin and Evans. But you can see Allen still on the board. Carson still on the board. Montgomery still on the board. That's pretty impressive. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. DJ Moore comes off, first pick of the fourth round. And almost back to us. So we only got 3 more picks. David Montgomery finally comes off, one of our queued players. And it's going to be hard to take Godwin or Evans if Keenan Allen is still on the board. I might have to abandon that. If he makes it to us, I think I'm going to have to take Allen. Allen is just so superior to these guys. If we restore him onto the fourth round, look at that. He scores 55 work points. Value is 27th overall. Now Evans is 28th overall. Godwin is 39th overall. So they're, Evans is also good, but I don't think I could pass. Who else came? Henderson came off. Keenan Allen did come off, so we don't have to worry about it. So, but Godwin did come off, so we got to take Evans. But again, love Evans for best ball. He is the perfect kind of player for best ball because he's got that high ceiling and he's super inconsistent. So I'm happy with that. So we're not going to get Godwin on the stack, so that's all right. But let's go to the fifth round. And there's no Tampa Bay players now. We don't have to worry about Tampa Bay again until about the sixth round. So let's go grab the best available. We could get someone like Cooper Kupp. Tyler Lockett is another great best ball kind of player. Let's cue those guys up. So we've got Cooper Kupp right there. We got Tyler Lockett right there. We got Amari Cooper. Again, he's on the PUP list, so that's not encouraging at all. But again, the inconsistency of Amari Cooper is perfect. And it, I love Robert Woods. So any of those 4 make it back to us, that would be fantastic. Let's just see here for running backs. Anything good here? Etienne. Oh, geez, is Etienne still on the board? He sure is. Etienne would be a nice addition. So right now what we got is we've got our 2 running backs, Taylor and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We got George Kittle. We got Mike Evans as our wide receiver. I could take Etienne to put him into the flex, which I think would be really, really good. But let's wait and see what happens here. We really do need some more wide receivers, though. So taking a wide receiver on this next round, I think, is important. Let's look at the draft results here, what's going on. So since our pick of Mike Evans, we have Miles Sanders, then Josh Allen, Julio Jones, Chris Carson closed out the fourth round. Tyler Lockett started the fifth, then DeAndre Swift and Myles Gaskin. It looks like right now, Kupp, Cooper, and Woods are all still available. And so if we go to, I think Woods might be our choice here. Yeah, well, Woods does rate the best here. And I do love Woods. I got no problem taking him. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab Woods with this round. Okay. And now let's go to the sixth round. And in the sixth round, I think this is where... No, it is not. Where do we take? Ronald Jones is 7th round. Okay, so we got another pick. We can do something here. Chase Edmonds is a nice choice in this round. Let's Let's get him on the queue. So Chase Edmonds, I do like him. Wide receivers, this is a 3 wide receiver set. So Tyler Lockett, again, will probably make it back. We also got Jamar Chase. We got Brandon Ayuk. Both those guys are both really good choices. So let's go to wide receivers. We've got Jamar Chase and Brandon Ayuk right there. Cooper Kupp is still on the board, although he's probably not going to make it to us, looking at where he's at. T. Higgins, also very good here. So we could mark T. Higgins. For quarterbacks, again, we're going to go for Brady, and then we'll go for some quarterbacks later. So we can just move along with continuing to snap up running backs and wide receivers. Let's just look at the draft results here. So since Robert Woods was taken, Amari Cooper came off. Then Mike Davis, Josh Jacobs, TJ Hawkinson, T. Higgins just came off at the end of the 5th round. T. Higgins, of all the receivers right now in Cincinnati, I think T. Higgins is my favorite. I think he is the best option at this point of the draft. And he's the one I would take over Jamar Chase, to tell you the truth. Brandon Ayuk just came off, so one of our choices. Now, look, Cooper Kupp, Travis Etienne are still on the board. Jamar Chase still on the board. Looks like we're running out of picks here. Let's see here. Anyone else that's ranking particularly good at this point? For quarterback, a Lamar Jackson, if we wanted to grab him. Kyler Murray just came. Oh, Lamar Jackson's already gone. Okay. So, and there's Mark Andrews. It's almost back to us. One more pick. We're going to get someone good here. I really like the idea. Oh, look at that. Well, it kind of came. Cooper Kupp came off, although I really wasn't interested in going with Woods and Kupp. But love Etienne. Let's grab him as our 3rd running back. I think he is a great choice. And let's go to the next round. So the next round, I think, is when we got to take another Tampa Bay player. That would be Ronald Jones. So let's get Jones and Fournette marked because we want to go for them. Players, running back. So there's Fournette. There's Ronald Jones. Look at that. They got Fournette ranked ahead of Jones. That's interesting because I have Ronald Jones here as a 7th and Fournette as an 8th. So I think we're probably good with going with that. Let's also look at I want to look at the quarterbacks to see how we're doing on Brady. We're only 4 away from Brady, so we're going to have to take Brady soon. I think as soon as one of these other quarterbacks comes off, we're going to have to take Brady with our next pick, but I don't think it's going to happen here. If we look at the draft results since our pick, Thielen, Hunt, Wilson, Prescott, then Odell Beckham, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. Look at this. We got all the teams on this side of the loop have taken their quarterback, but only 2 have taken the quarterback here. So if I want, I got to tell you, if I want Brady, I should probably take him now. I don't really want to risk going across the long side of the loop without my quarterback. So this is a little early for Brady, but I got to take him. And we'll get Fournette or Jones on the turn when it comes around. So hopefully a lot of quarterbacks will just come off now. So if we're going to the 8th round here, is that where we're heading? We're in round 7, yeah. Going to round 8. Let's look at round 8. So obviously our top 2 choices are those guys, but let's see here. We've also got Trey Sermon, James Conner, David Johnson. Yeah, not really interested in any of those guys. Claypool, Robbie Anderson, Jerry Jeudy, those guys are all great. Let's put them on the queue. So wide receivers, there's Robbie Anderson, Chase Claypool. Who else is on there? Jeudy, Chark, both those guys are good. Where is Jeudy? There he is, a little bit farther down the list. For running backs, who's on the running backs? Carter is a guy I really like. Let's get him on. Running back. There's Carter. Who else is on here? All right, I think we're good. Let's look at the board. All right, so since Tom Brady look at that, there Justin Herbert came off. So Tyler Higbee came off, then Justin Herbert, then Javonte Williams, Trey Sermon, Cortland Sutton, Chase Claypool, one of the guys that I liked. Michael Thomas finally comes off here in the 8th round. That's not a bad place for him to go. That's about where I think he should go. You know, if we're talking in the 70s or 80s, he's still being projected as being in like the 40s as far as where he's still going, which I think is just way too high. But that's a nice pick. That's a nice pick there for best ball. Deontay Johnson just came off. You can see Fournette and Jones still on the board. We also got Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark, Jerry Jeudy, Michael Carter. But we're going to take either Fournette or Jones. As far as I'm concerned, Jones. Where is Fournette? Because I want to see them both together. There's Jones and there's Fournette. Fournette does rank better for value. Let's go ahead. Let's grab Fournette. All right. And so we've got 3 Tampa Bay players. That's pretty good. And who knows? Ronald Jones might make it to us. And I would take Ronald Jones if he makes it to the next pick. But let's look at the 9th round here and see what we got going on. So for the 9th round, tight ends, don't need to worry about it. Wide receivers, Robbie Anderson. We got Brandon Cooks. Jeudy we've already got set up. I think that Cooks we'll definitely put him on. Let's go and look at wide receivers. Where is Cooks? There he is. Brandon Cooks. For other running backs, Kenyon Drake. Love Kenyon Drake. Let's go ahead and take him. Let's get him on the queue. I mean, not take him. Oh my, big storm just came in. It just started. Thunder and everything. There's Kenyon Drake. Okay. Quarterback, we already got our quarterback, so we don't need to worry about that. I think we're in good shape right now. We're looking good. So where are we at in the draft? Let's see what's going on in the draft. So since we look at this, why are they taking more quarterback? All the quarterbacks are over here. Only 3 have been taken. 3, 4. Okay, there's only one team that hasn't taken a quarterback yet. That's kind of nuts. But we did get our Brady. So after Fournette, Tannehill came off, then Ronald Jones, Kenny Golladay, then Aaron Rodgers, Raheem Mostert. So that's shocking and kind of a waste. I can't believe you're wasting 2 top 8 picks on quarterbacks. That's ridiculous. I mean, why would you do that? That's dumb. Of course, Yahoo will probably love it. They'll be like, these are the strongest teams out there because they took 2 quarterbacks early. Okay, so Ronald Jones, obviously he did not make it back to us. We don't have any other Tampa Bay players to take, but we do need a 3rd wide receiver. So let's go ahead. We'll take Chark as our 3rd wide receiver. And Chark ranks pretty good as this round pick. If we go to wide receivers and we have to restore Chark because he should have already been gone. Where are you, Chark? Chark, 45. His value rank is 66, and we got him at pick 85. That's pretty darn good. Now, the 10th round, I think we got to go back to Tampa Bay here because I think, okay, no Tampa Bay there. Wide receivers, Antonio Brown. I think that's who we got to take on the next pick. So let's go find him. Players, wide receivers. There's Antonio Brown. And then as far as Gronk goes, when do we have to take Gronk? Let's see here. Gronk would be target. There he is, 13th round. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll have another couple of free rounds once we get Antonio Brown. So feeling pretty good that he will make it back to us. Let's look at the draft results here. So we got more quarterbacks coming on board. So Damian Harris came off after me, and then Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. So again, guys taking 2 quarterbacks super early. This is such a waste. Juju, Jerry Jeudy. Look, Team 10 still hasn't taken their quarterback. They know what's up. They're smart. They don't need to get into this. This is such a waste of picks when you consider what players are around at this point of the draft. So Logan Thomas comes off, another tight end. But again, we're set with tight end. We got Kittle. I'm feeling really good about that. Of course, we're going to get Gronk. We're probably going to get Howard, like with our last pick, and that'll give us a really nice tight end core that we can rely on for best ball. That all of them are going to have nice upside. Howard, I normally wouldn't take because he's a low reliability player. Oh shoot! Someone just sniped me on Brown. Damn it! Damn you! Ugh, that's frustrating. Look, Carter, Cooks, and Drake are still on the board. We really do need another wide receiver. Let's see here. What round are we in? We're in the 10th round. Who else do we got? Oh, Laviska. Is Laviska still on the board? Even though we got Shark, I would not mind going with Laviska as well. Laviska is still there. Oh, and it looks like someone took Cooks. All right. Well, I think our decision is made. Let's take a look here. Who else is here? Yeah, of all these guys, Laviska has the most upside. Let's go ahead and take Laviska. And we should take one more wide receiver. But if we go to the 11th round, oh, look, we got some good. Oh, good. Like someone like Mike Williams. Love the idea of Mike Williams with our next pick. Mike Williams. Who else do we got? Jarvis. Jarvis would be a decent choice too. Jarvis Landry. Not super targeting him in my leagues, but he's a decent choice. He's got value. Look, value rank 83rd. We're going to be at pick 105. That's good value. Corey Davis. All right, let's see here. What else do we have for running backs? Someone like A.J. Dillon, who I very much like. I've been targeting A.J. Dillon a lot in a lot of my leagues. I really like. Oh, and of course he's right at the top. He's not going to make it to us. He's not going to make it back. Gus Edwards is another guy I like. Let's see. All right. So, and then let's see what's happening in the quarterback realm. So many quarterbacks have come out, but look at how many good ones there still are. Look, Fitzpatrick, Lawrence. You want to go someone high upside like Trey Lance. Love Trey Lance. Matt Ryan, great high volume passing offense. Cousins, rock solid choice, rock solid player. So there's so many good ones, and that's even after so many quarterbacks have been taken at this point. So let's see what happens. So since we took Laviska, we got David Johnson. Michael Carter came off, one of my favorites. Jarvis Landry, James Conner, Michael Gallup. Now Kenyon Drake came off, another one of my favorites. We really do need to get ourselves our 5th wide receiver. Mike Williams, another guy, not consistent, but very reliable with huge upside. Mike Williams absolutely is the kind of player you want for best ball. So we got a nice wide receiver core now. So we got Evans, Woods, Chark, Chenault, and Williams. I'm very happy with that wide receiver core. Running backs right now, we got Taylor, Edwards-Helaire, Etienne, and Leonard Fournette. I really like that too. Actually, that's really great. But we need more depth. Obviously, we need some more depth there. We're going to want to get ourselves a second quarterback. We're going to want to get ourselves, Gronk, and we might think about, let's see what's going on with the tight ends. So the tight ends, only Gesicki. We're only to Gesicki. So really, if we look at the tight ends, so look at how deep Gronk is buried down here. Gronk is down here. Howard way, way down. So again, last round pick for Howard if we go with that. I think that's all that's really left for as far as Tampa Bay players that are still on the board. I'm kind of bummed I didn't get Antonio Brown. I thought I was going to get him just at the right point. Dillon and Edwards still sitting there. Let's look at some of the other positions. So, and this is for 12, right? This is for pick 12. Yeah. McKissick, Hines, Latavius Murray. These are all good choices. McKissick and Hines. Let's go to running backs. There's McKissick. There's Hines. Latavius. Where's Latavius? There's Latavius. I'm not big on Latavius this year. Not really super interested in him. We don't really need any more wide receivers. We've got our 5. I got 5 really good ones. So I think we're good there. Tight ends, again, we've already got Gronk marked for the next round. So let's just see what happens here. So let's go back to the draft results, see what's going on. So since our pick, since Mike Williams, then Kirk Cousins comes off. Then Fuller, Irv Smith, Devonta Smith. Look, Devin Singletary, Tony Pollard. Look, this guy hasn't taken any quarterbacks yet. I got to applaud that. I think that's really good. Nyheim Hines came off, so that was a guy we targeted. But look, Dillon and Edwards are still in play. So one of them could make it back to us. I do like that. Let's see here. We got... this is looking good, actually. Look at it. This guy's taking 3 quarterbacks, Herbert, Burrow, and Lawrence. I don't get that at all. Okay, and they took Gronk. Those SOBs. That's annoying me. That's very annoying. I'm going to take A.J. Dillon. He's my favorite option on the board right now. What a pain in the butt. And Troutman came off. Yeah, Troutman and Gronk come off at about the same time. All right, now Matt Ryan. Look, just why are you people taking so many quarterbacks? It's kind of crazy. But let's definitely take a quarterback on the next one. I kind of like it if Trey Lance makes it back to us, that we can go with him. But I also like Ryan Fitzpatrick. And if we look at this group, Daniel Jones is very interesting as a risky play. Taysom Hill also very much interests me right now. I'm kind of looking his way as well. But I like the idea of going with a high upside quarterback to complement Tom Brady. So it's almost back to us. So since our picks, Adam Troutman, then Matt Ryan, then Jonnu Smith, Latavius Murray, Corey Davis, Baker Mayfield. And it's 3 picks back to us. Jalen Waddle. Look at that. Gus Edwards still on the board. You know what? I'm tired of getting sniped. I'm going to take the high upside of Trey Lance at this point as my second quarterback. And how many more rounds do we have here? We got 4 more rounds. Okay, so we're doing good. So let's go to the 14th round. All right, so the wide receivers. We do need to look at tight ends. Let's take a look at the tight end list and see if there's anyone of interest here, because we do need a second tight end. Look, you got someone like Robert Tonyan, Evan Ingram, contract year for him. Gerald Everett in Seattle, and we know that Russell Wilson has utilized the tight end, so I like that. Eric Ebron also rates very well for a late round TE2 if you're looking for one. Let's see here. Hunter Henry's still on the board, although he's a low reliability player, so I'm not super interested in him. I think maybe someone like Evan Ingram, I think would be a really, really nice choice. Let's look at what's going on the board here. So since our pick, then Daniel Jones came off, Gus Edwards came off, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So we took Trey Lance at the right time. Austin Hooper, Phillip Lindsay. Look at it. This guy still hasn't taken quarterbacks. Still hasn't taken it. Doesn't want it. Doesn't need it. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll see if he maybe finally takes one here, because a lot of quarterbacks have come off. He's taken all this time. And he finally takes a quarterback. Tua, that's an interesting choice. Not sure I would be comfortable with him as my QB1 in a best ball. But he might just be cursing the fact that, these guys were his targets. And we sniped him, and he took too long. He waited too long. So where are we at? So O.J. Howard, obviously, he's going to be like a last-round pick for us. McKissick, Taysom. Oh, that was Taysom Hill. That's right. Oh, and he'd be a good choice, too. Robert Tonyan, Evan Ingram, Gerald Everett, Eric Ebron. We really do need to take another tight end here. We really need one to go with Kittle. And when does Kittle have a bye week? Shoot. Go back to tight ends. Kittle's bye week is the 7th. And then as far as like Ingram, 10th. Okay, so that's good. So they don't overlap. All right, let's go with Ingram here. Hoping you can do something on a contract year. So after Tua was taken, then it was McCole Hardman, Hunter Henry, Marvin Jones, Devontae Parker. Now back to me. I took Evan Ingram. So I'm still a little light on running backs here. We only have 3 picks left. One of them is going to be O.J. Howard. So I think I really need to get some more running backs. Let's take a look at the running backs for the 14th round. Madison, James White. Oh, Darrell Williams. I would like to get Darrell Williams. Let's go back to running backs. Is he still on here? Darrell Williams is still there. All right. J.D. McKissick is still there too. Giovanni Bernard, if I wanted to go with that for Tampa Bay, but I'm really not interested. I don't think he's going to be fantasy relevant. He's not at that point in his career. I could take another quarterback too with these final 3 picks. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and take Darrell Williams. Not only is a handcuff, but I really like him. So we got ourselves 6 running backs. All right, so that's good. And then as far as quarterbacks go, take someone like Taysom. That's really taking a chance there. But Taysom and Trey Lance and Brady, it's not too bad. I'll be interested to see how much Yahoo hates this team. We're all going to be like 10th place. You're in 10th place. You suck. And I'm like, yeah, all my teams you said suck. But now they all of a sudden seem to be looking much, much better, don't they, Yahoo? Yeah, that's right. All right, so we got some more tight ends coming off the board. Blake Jarwin, Gerald Everett, Jared Cook coming off here in the 15th round, along with Nelson Aguilar. Let's see what Team 10 does, because they really need another quarterback. They took Zach Wilson. Okay, that's interesting. And I think Team 9 needs to take a second quarterback too, because all they have is Mahomes. And we're getting really close to the end here. So if we go, I want to go look at the quarterbacks here. Roethlisberger's still there. Carr is a decent choice. Sam Darnold is someone who I actually think is a decent option. Nobody likes him, but I think he's a decent choice. Cam Newton's good because of the rushing touchdowns. So there's a bunch of options here if I can't get Taysom. Deshaun Watson, who knows? He might play this year, although I'm really not really interested in him for best ball, just because there's such a good chance that he will not play this year. So Sam Darnold came off. Fursker came off. Sam Darnold, Christian Kirk, Cole Kmet, another tight end. So the tight ends are getting cleaned out here towards the end of the draft. We've had 9 of them come off in the past 3 rounds, 2.5 rounds. That's a lot. All right, so Taysom made it back to us. So let's go ahead. We'll take Taysom. I think he's going to be a very valuable part of that offense with Michael Thomas being out too. So I think that's also a really positive thing. Interesting collection of quarterbacks here, but definitely upside and lots of rush yards. Trey Lance, Taysom Hill, both excellent rushing quarterbacks. So that makes them very safe floors. And then we can take Howard with like our last pick here. But overall, it's a pretty good team. Obviously I missed out on some of my Tampa Bay players, only able to get like 4 of them, which is pretty good. But I'm kind of disappointed that I missed out on Godwin and then missed out on Antonio Brown. That's the one I was thinking, oh, I got this one, no problem. And then he got sniped just a few picks before my pick, which is annoying. But where are we at? So since our pick, we got Jalen Reagor, James White, Tevin Coleman, Russell Gage, and then Jamal Williams. Todd Gurley, why would you even take a chance on Todd Gurley in best ball? He's not even on a team. Devin DuVernay, so they're going really reaching on players right now. And, of course, Howard, almost kind of a throwaway pick for me. But who knows? He might do something. He might be useful several weeks during the season. And he also might be injured on week 1. We'll see. Boy, it's raining good out there. All right, and so this draft is just about done. I'm just going to pause it, and we will come back and look at what Yahoo, see how much Yahoo hates this team. They're probably going to hate it a lot, but I'm still holding out hope that perhaps they will like this team. Oh, my goodness. Watch out. Check it out, man. Fourth overall is how they had me rated. So let's just review this team real quick. So for my quarterbacks, I took Tom Brady, Trey Lance, and Taysom Hill. Look, they don't even have anything statted out for Trey Lance right now. But I am saying he's going to be a starter by week 5. That's what I'm guessing. But let's see here. For wide receivers, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, DJ Chark, Mike Williams, Laviska Shenault. Excellent core. Look at how good all their projections are. I mean, my worst starter is Shenault. He's projected over 10 points in week 1. So that is rock solid. Love that. For my running backs, I got Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They like those. Not real big on my backups, though. Etienne, Fournette, Dillon, and Darrell Williams, but those are great options. I think Etienne's is going to get the majority of the work in that Jacksonville backfield. Bad for James Robinson, but Etienne's going to do it. Fournette obviously has really high upside week to week, as does A.J. Dillon, taking over the Jamal Williams role there in Green Bay. And then for my tight ends, I got Kittle, I got Ingram, and I got Howard. And obviously, got my star tight end. Don't need to worry about tight ends for the most part, but I think there's upside potential with both Ingram and Howard with the touchdowns. Ingram is on a contract year as well, so I really like that also. So ranking me 4th overall. So that's not too bad. That went pretty well. I was just thinking they were just hating on my, they just been hating on my team so much. But also just from the events of this past week, if we go look at my teams, all of a sudden, this one's rated 4th overall. I think it was 7th last week. 6th overall, 5th overall, 6th overall. This one only moved up to 8th because this is the one that I just freaked out last week because I was like, why do they think this team sucks so bad? But anyway, yeah, that's all right. That's pretty good. I like the Tampa Bay stack, and I wish I had gotten a couple more players. But, I got 4, including Brady. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's it. So, hey, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Good time doing the best ball the best ball draft today, a live draft. So tune in next week. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, go to my website, fantasyfootballmaverick.com. That's where my Perfect Fantasy Draft app is located. You sign in there. If you subscribe, you get full access to the app, which gives you access to the best ball list. And again, like I said, in best ball, the big difference between that and your regular traditional best ball is that you don't have to worry about consistency. So I don't include the consistency rating in the VORC score for players, and that's why you saw players like Najee Harris rate better because you don't have to worry about how consistent he's going to be. Although, truth be told, he's going to be a very consistent player this year, just on the volume. But there you go. So that's it. So what do you think of this team? What do you think of this strategy? Leave a note down below. If you thought I blew it on any players as well, you can let me have it down there. But thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And have yourself a great fantasy day. See you later, everybody.